The new MacBook Neo looks like an easy buy, but for most people, a powerful tablet might actually make more sense. So in this video, I'm ranking 5 tablets that can realistically replace the MacBook Neo for everyday work, travel, streaming, and daily productivity. At number 5, the OnePlus Pad 3 is the option I'd recommend to someone who wants maximum hardware for the money and doesn't care too much about replacing their laptop perfectly. It starts around $699 with 12 gig RAM and 256 gig storage, powered by the Snapdragon 8th Gen Elite chip. You also get a huge 13.2-inch 3.4K 144Hz display and a massive 12,140 mAh battery. And honestly, this thing feels fantastic for modern everyday use. Watching YouTube, multitasking between apps, reading documents, browsing the web, joining meetings, it all feels fast and smooth. The display honestly feels more premium than the MacBook Neo for media because it's larger, sharper, and smoother. Battery life is excellent too, and the fast charging is genuinely useful if you travel a lot or move around during the day. But this is where I'd be careful. If you already know you prefer traditional laptop workflows, this may frustrate you after a while. Android tablet apps still feel inconsistent. File management isn't as clean as macOS, and once you start typing for long periods, the keyboard setup reminds you this is still a tablet. So this makes more sense for someone who mainly lives in browsers, streaming apps, and casual productivity. It makes less sense for someone trying to fully replace a laptop long-term. At number 4, the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Plus feels much more serious as a MacBook Neo alternative. It starts around $999 and gives you a 12.4-inch dynamic AMOLED 2x 120Hz display, MediaTek Dimensity 9300 Plus processor, 12 GB RAM, and Samsung includes the S Pen in the box. The reason this ranks higher is because Samsung clearly understands how people actually work today. Most people are multitasking between browser tabs, meetings, office apps, PDFs, messaging apps, and videos all day. And with Samsung DeX, this tablet handles that surprisingly well. Once connected to the keyboard cover, it starts feeling much more like a lightweight desktop computer. Floating windows, keyboard shortcuts, proper multitasking. These things matter in real life more than benchmark scores. The AMOLED display is also noticeably better than the MacBook Neo for entertainment. Movies look fantastic here, and if you take notes, sketch, or annotate documents, the S Pen adds real value immediately. But I still wouldn't recommend this to everyone over the MacBook Neo. Once you add the keyboard cover, pricing gets close to actual laptops, and Android still has moments where apps don't feel fully optimized. If your day involves heavy typing, desktop software, or complicated multitasking, the MacBook Neo still feels safer. But for travel, media, flexibility, and casual productivity, this honestly feels more enjoyable to use. At number 3, the Microsoft Surface Pro 11 is probably the easiest recommendation for people who want tablet flexibility without giving up laptop behavior. It starts around $999 before adding the keyboard, and you get a 13-inch OLED 120Hz display, Snapdragon X Elite processor, up to 16 gig RAM, and full Windows 11. And honestly, this is what many people actually want when they say they want a tablet. They don't want to change their workflow, they just want something lighter and more flexible. The Surface already behaves like a normal computer. Full desktop Chrome, Microsoft Office, proper file systems, external monitor support. Everything works the way most people already expect. The Flex keyboard is also excellent. Typing feels close to a real Ultrabook. The trackpad is great, and unlike many tablets, this actually works properly on your lap. For office work, business students, remote work, and serious multitasking, this honestly makes more sense than both the MacBook Neo and most tablets on this list. The downside is that it feels less relaxing as a casual tablet. It's heavier than the iPads, and Windows tablet mode still feels awkward sometimes. So this is the best option for someone who still wants a real computer first and a tablet second. At number 2, the iPad Air M4 is probably the point where most people should seriously rethink buying the MacBook Neo. The 11-inch model starts around $599, directly matching the Neo, while the 13-inch version costs more. Both use Apple's M4 chip, which is honestly overkill for normal daily tasks. And this is what makes the iPad Air so interesting. The same people considering the MacBook Neo are usually spending most of their time in Safari, emails, streaming apps, meetings, social media, and cloud storage. The iPad Air handles all of that effortlessly. It's thinner, lighter, quieter, and more flexible than carrying a traditional laptop around all day. Battery life is excellent, the display looks great, and once you attach the Magic Keyboard, typing feels much closer to a MacBook than most people expect. And unlike many Android tablets, apps here actually feel polished and properly optimized. But I still think some people will be happier with the MacBook Neo. If you prefer traditional desktop multitasking, external monitor setups, or advanced file management, macOS still feels less restrictive than iPadOS. Still, for school, travel, office work, and casual daily productivity, this honestly feels like the smarter lifestyle device for many people. And at number 1, the iPad Pro M4 is the closest thing right now to making lightweight laptops feel unnecessary. It starts around $999 before accessories, but the hardware is genuinely incredible. You get Apple's M4 chip, an Ultra Retina XDR OLED display with 120 Hz ProMotion, incredible speakers, outstanding battery life, and an insanely thin design. And honestly, this is the first tablet where the hardware no longer feels like the compromise. The redesigned Magic Keyboard finally makes this feel properly laptop-like too. The larger trackpad, stronger hinge, and aluminum palm rest make a huge difference doing real work. For travel, media, meetings, note-taking, casual editing, this honestly feels more modern than carrying a lightweight laptop around. And here's the important part. Most people buying the MacBook Neo probably aren't fully using macOS anyway. Most people spend their day inside browsers and apps, and for that kind of lifestyle, the iPad Pro already does almost everything while being lighter, more flexible, and more enjoyable to use. The only real thing holding it back is iPadOS. Sometimes it still reminds you this is a tablet first. File management, multitasking, and desktop-style workflows still aren't as unrestricted as macOS. But if your daily routine mostly revolves around online work, meetings, streaming, writing, and travel, this honestly replaces most of what people buy the MacBook Neo for.